Now, a little birdie told me that your AKA is Dr. G. I love it. Can I call you Dr. G? Am I
Sure.
hot like that, or is it only for special people?
No, you hot like that.
I'm hot like that, y'all. Y'all heard it here first.
Can I call you Dr. G?
Sure.
Great.
Awesome.
Now, your book, Steps I Took, who is it for and why should we read it?
The Steps I Took is an interactive workbook for inner city youth, those individuals in junior high school and high school. And it basically helps them navigate through the hurdles, like you talked about, identifying a major, seeking fellowships and scholarships, but also volunteer positions as well.
How important is choosing a major considering that a number of studies show that plenty of Americans never work in the field that they prepared to work for in college?
I think the reason that they don't work in the field that they prepare for is because they weren't exposed beforehand, before they declared it. I think, going back to what I said previously, if you allow youth to be exposed to that, they're better able to say what they actually want to do.
Absolutely.
And stick with it.
Okay, and why do you think there's a disconnect between what we study in college and where we work?
Possibly because of the lack of exposure before you went into college. I think oftentimes when you're in college as an undergrad, you go through a lot of classes and there's not a lot of practicum opportunities. Being exposed to doing things that would support your field. And then when you get out there, you realize that, no, that's not really what I want. So that's the disconnect, that exposure piece. And that's something that I talk about in the Steps I Took, making sure that young people have those volunteer experiences and even mentorship, being able to shadow someone in that field of study. And when you do that, there's a less likely chance that individuals would go and pursue a degree and not necessarily do what they went to school for.
Okay.
What factors should one consider when choosing a major?
I think one of the things that I stress a lot to my mentees is to understand how your personality correlates with the discipline of study. That's so important. Like if I take myself for instance, I love people. I have a passion for helping people, so it was easy for me to blend in the health, human services. So being a psychologist, being an educator as well, because I also practice and I teach. So looking at your personality and how that correlates with a discipline of study is very important.
I feel like this book is great for someone who is somewhat focused, but mostly minority teens are facing real life issues. Some aren't sure if they want to pursue higher education. Some just don't know what they want to do with their lives. What advice or guidance could you give them?
The same thing I tell all young people who come across my leadership. If you understand the economic climate in this country, understand where persons of color, in particular blacks and Hispanics, are in this country, it does yourself a disservice not to go far. Either you're going to go, and the book talks about it, either you're going to go to college or you're going to pick up a trade. But you have to position yourself to be competitive. To stop at a high school diploma is to position yourself to struggle for the rest of your life. And if you look historically, our parents were okay with just having high school diplomas, but we will not be. And I always tell young people, think about the cost of living in this country. If you knew that when you look at the census data, it talks about at least $100 and something thousand per person to live comfortable here in this country. So my thing is to educate and encourage them to think about what can you do legally to position yourself to at least be in a comfortable space in your future. And to do that, you have to have some type of piece of paper. We already have it hard just because of this. So you have to position yourself to compete. And college or trade may be that venue. Or even entrepreneurship.
Wonderful. Preach it to the church. All right, now the hard part begins.
Miss G speaking facts.
Okay, speaking facts, no printer. Now the hard part begins. Since you are our very first guest, we want to play a little game before you leave. Being that you are a psychologist, we decided to play a word association game for those of you who don't know psychology. Psychologists believe word association can reveal something of a person's subconscious mind. We want to see what you are really thinking. So Beverly and I have chose 10 lucky words, and very quickly you're going to tell us that first word that comes to mind, and the first word is community.
Okay. Persons of color, building, enhancing, mentoring.
Okay.
Idris Elba.
Sexy as hell.
Oh, yes.
You
Okay.
heard it here
You heard
first.
it here first. It's where you at. Marriage.
Oh, wow. Marriage. In wow. Marriage.
She like, marriage is
Come on
marriage.
now.
Marriage is marriage.
Not on my agenda no time soon. How about that?
Oh, okay, okay.
Family.
Very important. And family, community, support one another, very important. That marriage thing, like, whoo, threw me off. You knocked me off my feet.
Okay. All right, next one, word. Woman.
Queen,
Ooh.
support, strength,
Absolutely.
black woman.
Racism.
Today, still prevalent. And many of us, unfortunately, don't realize that it still impacts us on so many different levels.
All right. Money.
I like it.
You like it?
I make a lot of it, and I'm going to continue. But I think with making money, it also positions you to be a blessing to other people.
Absolutely.
And I embrace that.
She makes her own money, so she's spending how she likes.
And travel, too. It's important.
Yes.
That was my next word.
That is the next. You, psychologist.
Uh-oh.
She's Raven Baxter, okay?
Okay, so you can go on with the next word.
All right. Travel.
As often as possible.
Yeah.
I spent 2 weeks in Egypt for my birthday in June, going to China in January. Like every time to college, I am an educator. Every time the college is on break, I'm going somewhere internationally.
Yes.
Food.
Ooh, addicted to it. I love food. But with food, as I get older now, I'm cautious as to what I eat. So healthy living and healthy eating.
Healthy. Okay, the last word, and you're on a radar with this one, all right? Watching
Okay,
you.
okay.
The last word is nightcap.
Oh, a wonderful show for young people.
Miss G, you don't gotta do it.